5 types of fish diabetics should handle with care, a U.S. doctor's perspective. If you ask me, Doctor, is eating fish good for people with diabetes? My immediate answer would be, yes. Absolutely. Fish is a lean source of protein, easy to digest, and rich in omega-3 fatty acids that benefit the heart. And there's always a, but not every fish is your friend. Some species, although looking fresh and delicious on the outside, hide dark secrets inside. And if you're managing your blood sugar, you'd better know them before ordering at a restaurant or bringing them home for dinner. Today, let me take you on a little culinary tour, one with medical warnings sprinkled in. And a touch of humor to make it easier to digest. Because food doesn't just feed the body, it also feeds the spirit. Swordfish. Fancy but mercury heavy. Picture this. You're in a seaside restaurant, ordering a golden seared swordfish steak, firm, meaty, with just the right hint of fat. Sounds tempting, right? But then your slightly annoying doctor, lean over and whisper, hey. Swordfish is basically a walking mercury warehouse. Swordfish are large, long-living predators, which means they accumulate high levels of mercury. For diabetics, this is a dangerous combo. Your nervous system and kidneys are already more vulnerable, and mercury just adds more fire to the flame. To make things worse, swordfish also contains a fair amount of saturated fat, the very stuff that makes blood sugar spike and increases insulin resistance. In plain words, eating swordfish when you're diabetic is like playing a high-stakes gamble, tasty in the moment, but risky in the long run. The smarter alternative? Choose salmon, sardines, or herring, low in mercury, high in omega-3s. I like to call them the power trio for your heart and blood vessels. Mackerel, when the name misleads you. Mackerel is often praised as the king of omega-3, but here's the catch, not all mackerel are created equal. In the US, we usually distinguish between Atlantic mackerel, low in mercury, highly recommended, and king mackerel, high in mercury, on the FDA's do not eat list. The problem? In many markets, you just see mackerel without anyone telling you which type it is. For diabetics, accidentally choosing king mackerel is like betting your health on a coin toss. And there's another point, mackerel is naturally oily. Good oils, omega-3, are fantastic for the heart. But too much oil also means more calories, which can lead to weight gain, and excess weight is diabetes' worst enemy. So here's my advice, if you want mackerel, make sure it's the Atlantic kind. Keep your portion small, around 100 grams per meal, and balance it with vegetables and whole grains. If you're unsure, it's safer to switch to another fish. Sometimes, knowing when to avoid is the smartest form of self-protection. Canned tuna, the convenient friend that can betray you. Canned tuna is a lifesaver for busy folks. Pop the lid and you've got salad, sandwich, or rice bowl material in seconds. But not all canned tuna is the same, especially if you have diabetes. First, tuna packed in oil. The oil adds fat, and excess fat makes blood sugar harder to control. Second, the salt content. Many canned tuna products have sky-high sodium levels to extend shelf life. For diabetics, who often already face high blood pressure, that's like adding extra weight on a fragile bridge. What's the smart move? Read labels carefully. Choose packed in water. Low sodium. Prefer light tuna, usually skipjack, over albacore, since skipjack carries less mercury. And here's a pro tip, even with the right kind. Give the tuna a quick rinse under water to wash off excess sodium. A small habit, but one with long-lasting benefits. Tilapia, affordable, tasty, but not always innocent. I'd bet that many households, whether in Vietnam or the US, have had tilapia in the fridge at some point. White flesh, mild taste, low cost, and easy to cook, but farmed tilapia has a big downside. It often has more omega-6 than omega-3. Think of omega-3 as anti-inflammatory oil in your body, while omega-6, in excess, acts like an alarm bell, triggering inflammation. For diabetics, chronic inflammation is a major driver of complications like heart disease and insulin resistance. Not to mention, farmed tilapia is often raised on industrial feed, in crowded tanks where antibiotics and chemicals are used. That makes the fish less pure than their wild cousins. Still, I'm not telling you to ban tilapia forever. If you can find clean, certified sources, it's fine as a cheap protein. Just remember, tilapia can't replace fatty fish rich in omega-3. In other words, you can eat tilapia, but make sure you also add salmon, sardines, or herring to balance out your body's fatty acid symphony. Fried cod. How cooking turns a hero into a villain. Cod, by itself, is a superstar of the Mediterranean diet, high in protein, low in fat, very diabetes-friendly, but once it's battered and dropped into sizzling oil, the story changes completely. Deep frying turns a healthy meal into a calorie bomb. Oil seeps into every bite, while the refined flour coating adds processed carbs. The result? Blood sugar spikes, bad cholesterol rises, and heart risks double. And there's more. Frying at high temperatures produces harmful byproducts like oxidized fats and advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These are basically accelerators of aging and diabetes complications. Suddenly, that golden, crispy fried cod isn't so innocent anymore. The solution? Keep the cod, change the cooking, bake it in the oven with olive oil, steam it with ginger and veggies, or pan-sear lightly. If you're craving crunch, try whole grain breadcrumbs or an air fryer. That way, you get flavor without guilt. Final note: fish is still your friend, if you choose wisely. So, after hearing all this, you might be thinking, then what fish can I actually eat? Don't panic, the point isn't to scare you off fish, but to guide you toward smarter choices. Stick to low-mercury fish like salmon, sardines, herring, anchovies, and trout. Aim for 2 to 3 servings per week, each around 3 to 4 ounces, 85 to 115 grams, cooked. Choose gentle cooking methods, steaming, baking, braising, not deep frying. Read canned labels carefully, especially for sodium and oil. I often tell my patients, you don't need to eat like a monk. You just need to eat selectively and wisely. Knowing the difference between a good fish and a troublesome fish brings you closer to a healthier, more enjoyable diabetic life. A small story. I once had a patient named Margaret, 65, from Florida. She loved swordfish so much she ordered it every week at her local seafood restaurant. During a routine checkup, I found her kidney function had declined alarmingly. After reviewing her diet, the culprit was clear: mercury buildup from swordfish. When she switched to salmon and herring, her kidney function stabilized and her blood sugar became easier to control. Margaret's story proves one simple truth: sometimes, just one small change in what you put on your plate can make a big difference in your health. Right finger remember. Fish is a wonderful gift of nature, but not every gift is meant for you. Pick the right species, cook it the right way, and you'll enjoy both the taste of the ocean and the peace of mind that your heart, kidneys, and blood sugar are all protected.